Good morning. Welcome back to Market Monday. Thanks for joining me each week and keeping up on what's happening to our local housing market. So we have more great news this week. We're super excited. We have 1,273 available homes for our buyers in the market right now, and we have 104 that are coming soon. These numbers are up. We are almost at 1,400 available homes, which is super exciting. In the spring and early summer, we were running in the 7 or the 800s. So we are almost double that, which is great. So it'll give us some market stabilization, give our buyers some more options when they're looking for houses. Let's talk about how many active and available homes are in Oregon and Point Place. I like to talk about these two areas because I'm from Oregon and currently living in Point Place. So in Oregon, 17 active and coming soon houses. Point Place, you are up to 28. That's a good number. Nice little variety there. We had 5 new ones last week in Oregon, 7 new ones in Point Place. Coming soons, 1 new coming soon in Oregon, 2 new coming soons in Point Place. 5 went under contract and off the market in Oregon last week. 4 went off the market in Point Place. We had 3 sold and closed and 6 that sold and closed in Point Place. So those numbers are down just a smidge. We do have to keep in mind last week was still Labor Day week. A lot of people were still on holiday Sunday, Monday, and some on Tuesday even. So we had a little bit of a shortage for the week. So numbers are a little bit down. But I will tell you the number of new listings is up, and that was super exciting. So we had 68 new coming soons compared to 65 the week before, and we had 249 new listings in the last 7 days, and that was up from 219 the week before. So again, more new listings, more opportunities for our buyers, which is very exciting news because we did not have much variety for them in the spring and early summer. July, not January, gosh, I'm thinking snow already. July 2021, here are the local housing market update from our board. We had a 6.4% decrease in the total number of home sales from 20 of July to 21 July. So keep in mind, though, as we talk about these numbers, 2020 was not a normal year. So it's hard to really compare and contrast well because of how difficult 2020 was. So average home sales prices is up 13.6% to an average sales price of $200,604. So definitely higher average sales prices, less days on the market. We were down to 56 days on the market in July. Now that number is going the other direction now, as we'll see when our August numbers come in, but that was down 27.3% in July. And the total number of new listings was up 13.6% to 1,320. So again, these numbers are comparative over July of 2020. We have been talking that we might see some signs of softening. Well, we are actually seeing some signs of softening in the housing market, but it's important, really important, to keep these numbers in context because the little softening that we see today is reflective of what's happening in the market today compared to last year. But we have to remember again that 2020 was not a normal market. We are still very much in a seller's market. We normally have about 4,000 or 5,000 homes in a normal market. We are still at about 1,400, which keeps us in a very solid seller's market if you're a seller. So again, we are starting to see some early signs of softening. Let's take a look at pending home sales. Actually, we could go all the way back to 2012. I'm not going to do that, but just to give you an idea. So if we look at January, even if we look at January of 2019, we had a normal, healthy market right here. So right on that white dotted line. Now, if you look at January of 2020, you can see that it was definitely, we've talked about this. We were headed in a great direction at the beginning of 2020 for a really healthy housing market. And then COVID. So this is the spike right here, this decrease, sharp decrease. Everything was closed. Housing market was kind of sitting still. We couldn't get out. We couldn't do things. And then it spiked way back up in the summer of June, July, August of 2020. And then normal comes down in the wintertime, still well above a healthy market here. We went into this year, spring, summer, and now you can see the softening. So this is the softening that we're talking about, the number of home sales, the number of homes that were coming on the market. This little red arrow right here. And so, but we don't want to get excited because look, we're still way above a historically healthy level in the housing market. So we still have a very healthy, very aggressive, very healthy housing market. So here, another thing. So they talk about the number of showings. Absolutely, showings are down. We were down to 189.4 thousand showings, 100,000 actually. And then if you look at, even if you, so April, 280.7, May, 283.8. These are of 2021. So tons and tons and tons of showings. If we go back to even January, we were still had an abnormally high number of showings, 235.8. So let's go back to last summer. Very busy market right here. 199.2. These were our June, July, August high numbers. If you look, here was spring. So COVID, short, lower, a lot less showings. We did a lot of virtual stuff. Big spike into the number of showings in showing time. Decreased coming into the winter, coming into 2021. Lots of high spikes. Now you're starting to see this decrease here. But if you keep it in context, July 2019, it was 123. So even with this decreased number at 189.4, we are still well above a normal, healthy market. So the United States housing market continues to be very ultra competitive, even as new cases of COVID surge. So this is good information for us to have. New data shows that the level of competition and ensuing price increases may be cooling off just a little bit. So data shows, though, that in July, 1 out of 2 houses sold for more than their actual list price. 49.6% of houses sold over list price. And if we go back to July of 2020, when we had that super, what we thought last year was a super competitive market with 1 out of 4 being sold over list price. And then this year, 1 out of 2. So even softening. So keep in context, even though we're softening a little bit, it is important to keep in mind that we are still in a very healthy, very competitive market. If you're a seller, still lots of competition. If you're thinking about selling, don't miss this opportunity. And then you can see here, we can talk a little bit about new monthly listings. And we went back to 2017 on this slide, but you can see these white and blue lines right here are kind of a normal, healthy market. So January, we start to see the spike in February, continues to go up over May, June, July. It starts to come back down. People are vacationing. We go into August. People are getting their kids ready for school. And then just a slow, steady trend back down as we go into Christmas, and then it starts all over again. So this is normally our very high peak market. Orange, 2021, we started out great as we expected to have a really great season last year. April, everything was shut down, bottoms out, comes back up. What you can see in the spring, summer of last year, it never actually regained its momentum like we expected. And people were still super unsure in the fall, into winter, what was happening. And so things, the number of new listings did not come up as high as we would have expected or hoped, which has caused some of this, caused the craziness in the spring. So you'll see right here, January, February, and March, as we were coming into the beginning of this year, we had such a lower number of new listings. So it has driven this highly competitive over high bids on over list price market that we have had. So now this is what we watch. So you can see that it started stabilizing out in June and July. I'm looking anxiously to see what August, we think what's happening, at least at what it appears so far. August going into September, this line's going to come back up a little bit. So this is going to stabilize some of these bidding wars, the prices. It's also going to give the buyers more inventory. But if you keep it in context, we're going to have still a lower number of listings and still very competitive market for our sellers. It's never been a better time to buy with interest rates being low. It's never been a better time to sell with the prices being higher than historically than they ever have. So buyer's market, yes. Seller's market, absolutely. Please feel free, reach out if I can help with anything. I hope this information is helpful to you. If you have a full-time realtor, please feel free to reach out to them, find out what all of this means to you and your particular house. And I'll see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining me and following along. Check out my RE/MAX Preferred Brenda Kilburn RE/MAX Preferred Facebook page. I post stuff on there every day that I hope you will find useful. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.